So I think that this particular event is much more business-oriented than the usual events I attend. So, for example, it's not only about builders and nerds which are into Ethereum for the last 10 years, but there are people representing serious corporations and enterprises which are just looking into blockchain just now because it became such a big field. So it's basically any big company right now needs to at least know what's going on there. We are working a lot with privacy, and of course it's been a pretty hot topic in the last year, partially due to Tornado Cash controversies, but also quite a lot of very promising privacy protocols started building or starting actually delivering things this year. So I think this is a very important discussion that is gonna happen in the upcoming couple of years. Discussion on who should own transactional data. Should it be purely user-owned, and should it be only up to user whether to reveal the trace or not? Or perhaps there should be some kind of a backdoor for authorities to force reveal the transactions of a suspected hacker, for example, or some other similar situations. So I personally do believe that the way of giving users control over the data is a better way. I mean, still it's nothing which is not compliant about this way, and there is no regulation in place right now that would force revealing in DeFi. So the only actual problem here is that it may be problematic for users to prove that the funds are not from illicit sources. So I think this is something, this kind of systems which will allow to prove that the private funds are not illicit, but without revealing the trace. This is something that is, I hope it's going to be very hot in the upcoming years. We've seen something like that already. It's called the Proof-Of-Innocence in Tornado Cash. It's a protocol which is aimed to help Tornado Cash users which have not been actual hackers, but they had their legit funds deposited in Tornado Cash to prove that the funds were not connected to any of the illicit transactions. So I really hope that this particular protocol will gain popularity, and I really hope that the field will be evolving towards this kind of protocols which doesn't take the data from the users and doesn't take control from the users, but allows them to prove only this particular thing that they want to prove, that the funds are not illicit. And besides that, it should be up to user to reveal any additional information. Probably I'm much more privacy free than a normal person, but what happens in crypto right now, it's very unusual, and I think many people would find it unusual from normal non-crypto users. The fact that whenever sending funds to anyone, we are allowing them to click into our wallet and see our previous transactions is very abnormal, and it's not something that to what general population is used to. And I think that general population is becoming more and more privacy aware due to controversies, for example, related to Pegasus system and other configuration systems. So yes, I do believe, and there is some also partially I hope, but I also do believe that the general population does care about privacy, at least to some extent. I mean, when educated enough, because there is also this problem that the general population believes that Bitcoin is anonymous, which is of course not true. And also anonymity have so many tastes that, I mean, so many flavors to anonymity, where you can have anonymity in so many different ways, but it's pretty hard to educate the general population about it. But I think with proper education, we can make people care about the stronger flavors of privacy. I think the thing which motivates me the most is not even delivering a product, but taking part in important discussion. I mean, I don't know whether our product will be the main privacy platform. I don't know whether it's going to be the main privacy platform for, I mean, I do believe in interchain world. What I want is, I want us, our project, to take part in this discussion about who should own financial data, how the tracing should look like, yes, how, what should we demand from users when depositing and using funds somewhere. I think this is something which, this discussion kind of is old. It existed in traditional finance, but there are DeFi and blockchain, it's much more programmable. So there are much easier ways to circumvent certain solutions which does work in traditional finance. So definitely something needs to be done here. It's very unclear right now how this discussion is going to end. And yes, what gets me up in the morning is to take part in it.